It's said that the African Continental Free Trade Area will enable African economies to tap into a market of 3.4 billion people with a combined GDP of $3.4 trillion. Already, 8 African countries, including Cameroon, Uganda, Rwanda and Tanzania, are expected to start trading now. Unlocking this potential hinges on free movement of persons. Let's find out now what is being done with regards to the free movement of people. Duduzile Ramela is at the Nation Brand Africa Forum and joins us to tell us more of what we can expect. Let's listen in.
So a lot has been said about the African Continental Free Trade Area Act, and a lot of it hinging on free movement in order to improve intra-Africa trade. We speak now to Yabi Mudarai, and she chairs the Free Movement Protocol. Thank you very much for availing yourself. It's good to see you.
It's lovely to see you.
Okay, so there's a concept that we need to clarify, right? Talking about the free movement of persons. Cross-border versus open borders, what's the difference?
So cross-border simply means that there is an actual border and that we've got to trade across that border. So if we look at the SADC region, we've got to trade across, whether it's Zimbabwe, whether it's Zambia, so that means that there's an actual border. And that border means that there are certain rules, regulations, policies, frameworks that we've all got to comply with. One of those things is that when you move from one country to another, you have to have a passport and you are a citizen of one country into another, right? So the Free Movement Protocol, and I've been working with the African Union ECOSOC to kind of drive get an understanding of what the Free Movement Protocol means on the ground from a CSO perspective in terms of how that is impacting people in Africa, whether it's from a movement because of climate change, whether it's because of an issue around trade, whether it's just for whatever other reason. The Free Movement Protocol, which basically was brought to the fore, shall I say, or presented at the same time as the AFCFTA. AFCFTA got ratified and is in effect as we speak. The free movement hasn't even had half of the signatures as yet. So there are many, many issues that are going to obviously have to go into the issues around free movement, purely because, and what is linked to the Free Movement Protocol is the African passport. So for us to be able to have, like the EU has one passport.
Which was apparently supposed to be a reality this year.
Which was supposed to have been a reality. But because the Free Movement Protocol has not been put into full effect, purely because of signatures from countries that have not kind of bought into it, that is being held back. Whether that is going to impact the AFCFTA, so technically it does, technically it will, and it does, but that's on paper. Whether it will play out in different ways becomes a question.
Sure, because it's such an emotive topic, right, and wherever you go. But there's also an interesting element to the aspect of the Continental Free Trade Area Act, which is something that you spoke about. The informal economy making up 80% in Africa, and that's mostly women. So what is being done to support them?
From an AFCFTA perspective? Yeah. So the AFCFTA has got an agreement, obviously, that was signed, from a 2018 perspective. And in the last year, what they have been doing is going through phases of negotiation. So we're currently in phase 2 of those negotiations, and each phase has got certain protocols that will get added to the agreement in terms of bilateral trade or cross-border trade. And the Women and Youth in Trade Protocol is being negotiated and in phase 2 as we speak to take into consideration all of these very issues. And obviously the reason I say that is because as Pabwa, when I wear my Pabwa hat, we've taken the past kind of 2 years to put together a policy brief. And in putting together the policy brief, more importantly, is speaking to the cross-border informal traders and understanding what their issues are and how and where and why they would be impacted and what the AFCFTA represents to them and how we need to close those gaps and close those challenges. So the AFCFTA Women and Youth in Trade Protocol The negotiations are happening as we speak, and we should be able to see an actual protocol finalized within a few months.